art is the very first layer. We saw art blow up this year, but right now collectibles are really hot. And what a collectible is kind of like is like a trading card. So like a holographic Charizard. And so owning like a Punk is the equivalent to owning like a PGA 10 holographic Charizard.
Charizard being a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Anthony Sims, what's up, and welcome to the Zoo, man. Right, so, I mean, God, we could talk about NFTs for a while. I was trying to explain it to AK a little while ago.
I don't know what an NFT is.
Okay, can you explain it to her?
All right, so an NFT is a lot like a car title, but digitally.
Okay.
So think of something that you can own digitally. So think of if your car was a digital asset.
Okay.
So like a stock share, for instance. You could prove that you own it via the blockchain, which is like a ledger. So it's basically a database that documents all the transactions so that you can verify what you own.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that's kind of what the point of an NFT is. In this case, with my art, an NFT is more so closely related to like a certificate of authenticity, if you're familiar with that.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, so.
Oh, wait. Okay, I gotta start. I'm stuck. My brain is stuck. You're saying that the blockchain proves that you own it. So So when you buy an NFT, do they go into the blockchain and put your name or something?
Well,
How do they?
So the blockchain is a series of servers essentially. So there's a database. There's people that have computers at home that are basically letting us use their server, their network, and it's kind of like the third level of the internet.
Yeah, it's decentralized, you know.
And so with that, every transaction you do, you have to pay like a gas fee, which is sort of like a tax, and it goes to the miners who are letting you use their data essentially, and so they get paid out that way. So it's kind of like if you were to pay for your own internet, but it's decentralizing it.
And it's attached to the NFT that you're buying. So you have a blockchain that proves that you're the owner. The blockchain itself is a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, the blockchain has what's called smart contracts. And smart contracts are basically just a digital version of a contract. And you don't need someone to be like a notarizer or however you say it. You don't need someone to do that because the blockchain is doing it for you. It's all being stored in like more of a public database. And the proof of the NFT is, or you buy an NFT via smart contract, and the NFT is a token.
That's why NFT stands for non-fungible token. What does fungible mean?
It basically means there's like no real utility to it. So it's not like a currency. So it's not like a poker chip.
Oh, you can't exchange it for something.
I thought it was a fungal disease.
Yeah, it's not like a currency. So if you go to a casino, you can exchange dollars for poker chips. So there's a difference between a coin and a token. And on the blockchain, there is a coin, which is like Ethereum or Bitcoin. However, on each blockchain, there's tokens. So there's USD in America, right? And then when you go to Las Vegas, you exchange for one of their tokens, or if you go to Chuck E. Cheese, you exchange for tokens.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what an NFT is, but it's not. There's not a bunch of them. It's not like a token, but it's the same technology as what a token is.
So the Ethereum is which is a cryptocurrency, and Ethereum has been very tied to NFTs. They want to be like the currency of choice to buy. So the Ethereum is fungible. That's the the coin.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the coin, and on that coin, there's different tokens like mana. Mana is a token that is used as currency in the Metaverse Decentraland. So think of the Metaverse kind of like a mixture of Fortnite and Facebook. So you're taking the 3D world that is Fortnite and you're making it a social interacting game like Facebook. So Decentraland is, and there's only one world. So it's kind of like the Sims video game, but there's only one world. And each person can go and buy land in that digital space and display NFTs.
Right,
how much did you guys understand?
I understood it at Chuck E. Cheese.
There's a couple things that so I know what an NFT is. I get that it's about art. Then I see that Paris Hilton is putting out her own NFT. I'm like, what's going on here?
The thing about it is art was like a catalyst for what is the NFT movement. So art is was the easiest thing to display in the metaverse because it's a two-dimensional object. It's really easy to take a two-dimensional object and put it in a three-dimensional world because you can put it on a wall and it's like you can walk in Decentraland and see it on the wall. However, more people are starting to understand that you can make like three-dimensional objects as NFTs as well, which is a very, very early market still.
I want to go back to what you said about the people who own the servers, and I hate to sound like I'm planning the next like Spy Kids movie, but technically, like, aren't you all relying on these people who control?
So
the
it's
ring?
not necessarily like the internet, but it's more of like a layer of the internet. So think of the internet like a plane. So when the internet came out, there was it was kind of like the Wright brothers plane. There's no way it was going to take you from New York to London. It's impossible. However, there was more technological developments, right, that allowed us to have Facebook, right, on the internet. So that was kind of like the second era of the internet. We were getting to express ourselves and meet each other in a two-dimensional way. So what is happening is it's becoming three-dimensional now. And that's all it is. It's just another layer to what
But you
is
see
the
my
internet.
confusion about Paris Hilton. I'm like, what is she?
Okay, yeah,
what is
so
the
you
art
don't,
say?
you don't
That's
have
hot?
to be
Like, what
an
is
artist.
So what is this Paris Hilton thing?
She has her own NFT. I mean, so many musical artists
Oh,
right
wow.
now and celebrities are coming out with their own NFT.
Because they're selling the digital code to certain digital art, whether it's a picture or some sort of painting and stuff like that. So it's I don't know. It's like rights, right? It's like artistic rights to a digital work.
Think of it like a production. So the problem with digital art for the past decade, since it's kind of existed, is that there was no way to verify a digital asset. But now that there is, now it's becoming production. So I don't know how to animate, but I work with a team of people to help create this painting that I made into this live flowing thing that it's only 15 seconds long, but it's taking my physical painting to this other layer. And so back to what he was saying about Paris Hilton, it doesn't have to be art. Now Paris Hilton's was art because she partnered with, her Paris Hilton brand partnered with Blake Catherine, and they did an NFT together. So Blake Catherine pretty much did it in Paris Hilton's aesthetic. And so that's kind of how that worked. But what I was saying about art being the catalyst is that art is the very first layer. We saw art blow up this year, but right now collectibles are really hot. And what a collectible is kind of like is like a trading card, so like a holographic Charizard. And so owning like a Punk is the equivalent to owning like a PGA 10 holographic Charizard.
Charizard being a Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's very hot.
Does it mean Pokemon?
Yes, Pokemons are huge right now. They're probably the most collectible thing in the world right now. We're going to take a break, and I want to hear more about this piece that you're doing that's premiering this weekend. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Anthony Sims.
Welcome back to the zoo. We are here with Anthony Sims, who's educating all of us about NFTs and answering all of our questions. I am just sitting here while you're sitting and explaining this so beautifully, how many zeros are in your bank account.
Right.
It just seems like you own a yacht somewhere and that you guys just mine Bitcoins. It's very fascinating. Now, you have a new NFT that's dropping very soon. Tell us about that.
Okay, so my NFT that's releasing on Friday is a digital painting. So what I did, so the background is actually multiple paintings that I've done over the past 4 years. So I took pieces of these paintings, put them in the background, kind of collaged them together, and then drew a digital character on top of it. And he's in front of the 2D design, he's holding like a little Ethereum logo, and it goes around. But then I worked with a guy named Holly, who's a Grammy-nominated producer. He got nominated this year, actually. And then a guy named Puja, who is an Indonesian artist. And so he animates. Holly is the guy that made the sound. And then I made the original 2D drawing. And then they took it, or really Puja took it, brought it to life, made it like this 3D octopus-looking thing.
It's very trippy.
Yeah, and then Holly went and made the beat for it after we had the animation.
Okay, so this is it a GIF? Is it like, what would you call the file? What are you buying? What is the digital format that you're buying?
So in this instance, it would be an MP4. However, on Super Rare, it's going to be displayed as a GIF. So yeah, so because it has audio, it has to be an MP4. GIFs don't really have sound, but if you want something, so I'm on Super Rare, so if you want something to animate itself when you're scrolling through the marketplace, you also have to upload like an additional thumbnail that is a GIF of the animation. So it's
How long is it? You said
it's like 15 seconds.
15
And
seconds.
it's interesting about super rare because I read that you just sold a piece or recently sold a piece for
Right.
almost $100,000
Yeah.
on super rare. I know who I'm getting a loan from if I need one.
Okay, wait. So Super Rare is a platform where people are selling NFTs. Tell me what's Super Rare?
Okay, so super rare is kind of like it's not really like a Sotheby's or Christie's, but that's the best and closest example I can give. It's a digital marketplace to sell one-of-one NFTs. So NFT or Nifty Gateway. Nifty Gateway is another marketplace. Foundation is another marketplace. Rare. These are all different marketplaces. However, Super Rare is like one of it's I think the second largest in market cap, only second after Nifty Gateway. But the thing about Nifty Gateway is you can sell editions on Nifty Gateway. So
Like physical stuff that goes along with the digital.
well, you can do that on either platform. But what
So
I
wait,
mean,
you can sell physical art on either one of these platforms as well?
as an NFT, so you would just
Okay.
take a painting. You would take a painting, take a picture of the painting,
And then you're buying
and
the
then
digital
you-
picture of the painting. You're not
but
buying
you
the
could-
actual physical.
But you could ship out the. So whenever the painting that sold for 100K, that was an actual painting
Okay.
that another person named Tiger Paul made, and they animated a painting, which was a 4x5 painting, and that actual. So Montaluna is the guy that bought it. He's coming to. I still have it, but he's coming to get it. I think in October-ish, because he lives in Boston. But yeah, he's been super supportive. But yeah.
Wow, this is. I mean, well, okay. Well, I can see. AK, are you still just a little bit confused?
This is the first time I hear of this. You know, so this is insane because to me it's like okay, art, right, and the different forms of like expression and surrealism and all of that. You know, that has expanded. But now you're talking about 3D art, right, and then that's selling through digital platforms, and so it's not even like currency that you're using for that. It's like an NFT, and so it's just like.
Well, you're using cryptocurrency to purchase the NFTs, and the NFTs
Right.
are worth money.
So it's like full on techno. What is it like?
Well, because we're
Technology.
gonna continue to live. Okay, there's gonna be a point that we're all just plugged in to some matrix, and we're gonna be living in a digital world. So instead of like purchasing a
It's
physical
such a digital
piece of
world.
art, you're buying the digital
Yeah.
piece of art.
And a lot of artists do sell usually paintings. If they're a painter, they'll usually include the original painting.
Yeah.
So like
They're
can do
tied
both.
together, so you can have both. But they don't need to tie them together. You
Right,
can
and-
actually
and-
have somebody buy the physical painting, and I could buy the digital painting.
Yeah, and there are infinite
Sad.
objects, which are basically little picture frames that you can put like an animation in, and so like you can put on your wall like a picture frame that's just that is the NFT. That is so if the NFT doesn't come with a physical piece, you can purchase an additional physical piece that is the infinite object.
Okay, so this is really big right now. It's a phenomenon. Obviously, a lot of people from the cryptocurrency world who might not even be into art are really coming into this, you know, because they see, I mean, art in general for the past 10, 15 years. I grew up in Miami, Art Basel. The amount of money that comes through there in the first week of December for that
Yeah.
festival, it really shows art is like an investment. I mean, it's real estate is running out, so people are going into art because it's limited, but at the same time, you can keep making more of it. Do you think this is a phenomenon that has a bubble that's going to burst?
Well, as far as NFTs, it kind of already was a bubble. Like that kind of already happened, but the technology is not going to go away. It's slowly going to infiltrate and become more apparent in everyone's lives. So think about from now on, anytime your kid, for instance, buys a skin for Fortnite on the phone, that skin can be an NFT. So it can be deeper integrated into all of our lives. Like most money in existence right now is digital already. Most money is digitally on a bank.
Yeah.
Could someone then make the Mona Lisa like, digital?
Yeah, so how you would do that was you would have to dedicate like one wallet or have like a dedicated source. So like the Mona Lisa's in the Louvre. So like if you were to be the instructor or whoever, director of the Louvre, you would create a wallet that would mint all your permanent collection. And because it's a trusted source, it's a trusted wallet, we know that is the original Leonardo da Vinci piece.
So it would have to be curated by the museum, of course, because
It would have to be done by some centralized body that we trust, for dead artists.
That
I kind
makes
of a
sense.
follow-up question to Humberto's question. So do you feel that I feel like there's this new lane of opportunity now for artists. Do you find that people are able to gain acclaim quicker than they
Yeah,
were when it was just selling physical copies?
Independent artists, without a doubt, outperformed high-end galleries this year
Because of NFTs?
because of NFTs.